If you guys own power tools, you probably need batteries, so stay tuned and I'll show you which batteries you want to get if you own Milwaukee products. Remember, like and follow and hit that plus, or else you drink Bud Light and have soft hands. So I've been doing this 8 years, guys, so I replaced all my regular batteries with high put batteries. So these all work. They all work, every single one of them. I just don't carry them in the truck no more because they're pretty much useless. And I'll tell you why. I've been doing this for 8 years, so some of these batteries are like 6-7 years old and they still work. Like this one's an XC. This means I probably bought this when I was a first year apprentice back in 2015, and as you can see, it still works. So I have a lot of experience with batteries. The thing I hate when people try to review batteries, they see it, they turn on a flashlight, they leave it for 24 hours and be like, this one lasted 5 hours, this one, the 5.0 lasted 7 hours, the 8.0 lasted 10 hours. Yeah, trust me, dude, I've been doing this for 8 years. I drop this shit all the time. I dropped it off ladders, it fell. I have so much experience with batteries, so I'll tell you which ones to buy. I'll tell you. And the ones you want to buy are these bad boys. It's the high output batteries. You wonder why there's tape on my batteries? That's because when I'm working with a lot of other plumbers or contractors, I know which batteries are mine, and they're easy to identify. You're like, well, you could just take the tape off and they could steal them, but most of the people I work with don't steal tools. It's just for, like, when someone grabs a battery or they need to borrow it, it's so easy to identify these are mine because all my tools have tape on them. That's why there's tape on them. So these are high put batteries. This one's a 6.0. So I'm gonna take them all out and show you how many batteries I have. I'm gonna pause the video. Comment below and tell me how much you think, if I had to replace every single one of these batteries, how much it would be. My guess is probably, like, this whole setup brand new, probably are over $3 grand, I think. But keep in mind, I've also thrown a lot of batteries that don't work anymore, so all these work. From here on, this is what's on the truck. All these batteries, they work. I just don't have them in the truck. And you would think I'll have them in the truck because you're like, well, they work. What's wrong with them? I'll tell you what's wrong with them. They don't really last when you actually use them. Like on this tool right here, if you put it on this tool, it's gonna drain the batteries. You're gonna destroy them. So I just decided to just upgrade. I have 9 18-volt batteries. That's enough for me. So all depends on what type of contractor you are. Like, for example, if you use this all day, you're a carpenter, I wouldn't even recommend getting the 8.0 batteries or 6.0. Which is an 6. I have an 8.0. 6. There you go. This is an 8.0. This is higher than a 6.0. But you would think they're like, people recommend using the 8.0, but if I was a carpenter, I would not even use the 8.0 for that one. I would use the 12.0. I would not even waste my money and try to save money by buying the 6.0s or the 8.0s. Dude, if you're gonna be running this bad boy, cutting 24/7, I suggest you have the supercharger, not this regular charger, the other one that does this, I think 2 batteries at the same time, and having 4 of these bad boys. Because as a carpenter, you're going to use the fuck out of this tool. But other than that, if you're most likely rocking Milwaukee and you're a contractor, you're probably using fuel. So since we interchange a lot, I don't use those batteries no more. You need to buy the high output batteries. So I'll tell you that. I'll save you money. I know they cost a lot of money, but trust me, if you're going to go in and out and using them, just buy these. Because some of these tools, I mean, this one will work perfect. If I had to just cut a 2x4, slap it on that, it's gonna work great. No problem. A 6.0 has plenty of power for this. So, but like, for example, if I use the regular batteries, the 5.0 and below, these on like something like this, it's gonna drain it quick. I know you're like, oh, I could drain a 40-gallon water heater, but I do commercial, so sometimes I gotta drain a 100-gallon water heater, and I don't got time to go and change it, do this and that. And like I said, some of these tools use more power than others, so it drains it faster. I mean, it'll work great like in a little impact. And if you guys are gonna complain about weight, you're like, oh, they're too heavy for my impact. Fucking grab this bad boy. This thing has so much power. And then you can run on a little 12.0. You're bitching about weight and you're not a man. You can run the freaking 12.0. This thing has plenty of power, so I don't care about weight, because I ain't a little bitch and I could carry it, and if anything, it's a workout for me. So the heavier the batteries, I don't care about weight. I'd rather have these than these bad boys. They all work, but trust me, if you're in the trades, residential, commercial, don't waste your money on getting 5.0s below now. Just upgrade and get the freaking 6.0s and above. I'm telling you, because if you're using this every day as a contractor, you won't regret it. If you're a homeowner, just buy Ryobi. There you go. So don't waste your money on these bad boys. I know it sucks when you're an apprentice. I mean, I think for starting off, because I started off with this pack, I'll show you the kit I kind of started with. And if you want to get into Milwaukee and you're like a homeowner, I guess I'm telling you, just go buy Ryobi. But it goes depends. But if you're a contractor, whether you're doing residential and commercial, I do both. So either way, I still choose the high put battery. I know they're a little more expensive, but they last longer. They give the power I need, and that's all I gotta say. Choose the bigger batteries. I know they're more expensive, but you're wasting your money on those if you're a contractor and you do this for a living. I almost forgot to talk about the 12 amps. Pretty much, I have no complaining. Preferably, I want to get like the bigger one, 6.0, 3.0. They're all pretty much the same. But when I buy kits, I get a bunch of these little batteries, and they work fine. The only tool that drains the fuck out of batteries is the M12 vacuum. And you need to use these bad boys, the 3.0 and 6.0s and 4.0s, because or else the fucking vacuum is useless. But these things work perfect. I have no complaining. So if you want, unless you buy that vacuum, like I said, or you're using the multi-tool a lot, the 12, where's the fucking thing? This bad boy, and the Sawzall. These three tools are the only things that drain a lot of power. This multi-tool and this Sawzall. So I would recommend either getting the big boy, the M18. These tools just work better on the M18. I just bought them because they're when you need to do simple cuts. I mean, I already have the batteries. I mean, it works fine. And the vacuum, just upgrade to the M18. But they work perfect. They don't have a lot of power. But yeah, that's all I gotta say about these. Sometimes I use these for my like radio or my little air inflator. I just snap it in, and they come free with when you buy tools. So I have nothing bad to say about the smaller batteries, unless you're running this tool, and the vacuum. If you can, just upgrade to the M18. You won't complain. But like I said, I already own all these two batteries and they're special, so I was like, might as well get the 12 and the 12. That's all I gotta say about 12. I love the 12. No problem with these bad boys. They work good on the Pro Press, nothing, and you can get the cheapest version. So when you're buying these, doesn't matter. And you see, go to toolup.com and you'll see all the batteries I had in that car, and let's see if you guys guessed it right. And then the total would be 3,000. Holy shit, I was right. But technically I'm not, because then the tax has not been included. So I don't know, did I win that? Because that's fucking crazy. $3,000. I think I'm technically wrong, but that will vary on everyone because tax is weird on different places. So I was kind of spot on, but I was technically wrong. So I don't know. Like I said, man, I have over 3,000 spent on batteries. So you could take my advice, or you could take the advice from some guy that is sponsored by Milwaukee, DeWalt. Well, we can't talk about DeWalt because this is Milwaukee batteries. And take my opinion for it. Like I said, just go to front and get the XCs if you're a contractor. Trust me, you won't regret it. Just get the XC batteries, and you think having more batteries is better. I would have like 18 batteries in total in the truck, but I choose not to keep the 5.0s and below because they're pretty useless at this point, and I don't like to waste my time. So just go and get the 6.0. Like, look at that, $1,000 just on 6.0 fucking batteries.